Getting out of a gym slump. This is what this video is all about, and if you feel like you're in a bad place to go to the gym, you don't want to go, you hate it so much, you're literally doing it because like in your head you're just like, I need to look good, I'm gonna help you out. So what I'm meaning by a gym slump is basically where you've been training really well for a month, say, and then you suddenly hit a Monday morning and you're like, no, I'm not going, I don't want to go, you hate it so much. So by slump I mean you're demotivated, you don't want to train, you're just not seeing the benefits anymore, like you've plateaued with your training. All of those factors combined, whether you do feel all of them or it's just separate ones, makes you not want to go to the gym. So it does happen to everyone. Don't think you're the only person who doesn't want to go to the gym or hasn't got the motivation. It's just one of those things that is difficult to overcome, and it's like a hurdle that you just need to like pass, and then you can just move on and then enjoy the gym again. So my first tip for getting out of a gym slump is to set some goals. Now these can be some short-term goals or a long-term goals like a year. So I set short-term goals every single month to motivate me, so I can see different progressions, so I can mix up my training a little bit. They're just something for me to wake up, I'm like, oh yeah, gonna go to the gym, gonna smash that. So examples, that goals that I've had recently are, I did a little cut, it was literally 2 weeks. I set myself a 3-month goal of growing my glutes, and one last little goal I did was to be able to run again. So I used to run all the time when I swam. I was so fit and healthy. I'm still fit and healthy now, but it's in a completely different way. When I swam, I didn't really do much resistance training at all, once or twice a week if that, and it wasn't very long. I used to be in the pool for 2 hours. My stamina was incredible. I could just keep going and keep going in the pool, so therefore I could run. Now, being about 9 kilograms heavier, 2.5 years on, I find it really hard to run. So I set myself a little goal to go on a 40-minute run or 30-minute run on a Sunday, and I've been doing that for about 4 weeks now, and I have seen an improvement, and it's made me want to go to get even better. You don't need to tell people these goals. These are for you, they're for yourself, to motivate you to get up in the morning, have it on a little piece of paper next to your bed, have it as a screenshot on your phone. Nobody needs to know. Everything you do is for yourself. Okay, tip number 2. So I found that when I was going through this really low patch of wanting to go to the gym and wanting to train, I'd realised that my routine had been the same for about 7 or 8 months. All the workouts were exactly the same, and I'd realised I'd got so bored of this. I literally knew exactly what I was going to do. I knew how I was going to feel. I wasn't pushing myself enough. So I would recommend you to mix up your training. Yeah, you can train certain muscles on certain days. I still do that. I love having that little organisation, but I do make sure my workouts are varied. So my workouts are now all very different. I push myself so hard. I try and lift heavier. I really focus on my technique. I've just released a booty guide which links in my bio, and the workouts in there are really different. So you're not going to get bored. Yes, it's got all the main compound lifts, you've got your hip thrusts, you've got your lunges, you've got your squats. They're all in there, but there's different accessory movements as well. Even changing your routine from going at different times. So this is actually a third tip. Change what time you go to the gym if you can. I know it's really difficult if you're working a 9 till 5 job, and then sometimes you go in the morning before work, and that's absolutely fine, or you're going to have to go after work. So if you can't mix it up, this tip won't apply to you as much. But if you can mix up the times you go, try that. Like I went through a stage of going so early in the morning. I would get up at 7 and then I'd go, and I'd find myself to be quite tired, and I got so used to this and knew how I was going to feel. I started to go a little bit later, and now sometimes I go later in the afternoon. So today it's 11:30. I usually would have gone by now, but I'm going to go at about 3ish, because I've had a really busy morning. So mixing up the times of when you go isn't a bad thing. Just experiment. You don't need to go at a set time every single day. Don't make it so like regimented. And something I forgot to say about when you're changing your routine up, You can even add more sets and more reps and change the weight and make everything varied. Add supersets, add trisets, add giant sets. I'm not saying you have to do that at all, it's just a different option of how you can mix up your training and get that little bit more out of it maybe. I'm going to go on to a fourth tip, and this was actually a really big one for me. So it's about comparing yourself to other people. Now, I know it's really easy to do with social media nowadays. It is everywhere. You look at someone and you're just like, yes, their body's amazing. I want to look like that in 3 months' time. Not going to happen. You're not going to look exactly like someone, and it is kind of like a hard concept because you're thinking, well, they've done it in this amount of time, I can do it in that amount of time. You can completely change your body and your lifestyle and everything like that and look absolutely amazing. Try and get it out of your head that you're going to look exactly like someone and want to have their legs, their bum. Like everybody's different and every body is different to everybody else's. Social media is great for advice, for like influencers, looking at people, how they train, what they do, what they eat, everything like that. But don't have it in your head constantly that you need to compare yourself to other people, because you will be doing absolutely fine. Do your training, eat right, and the results will follow. So fifth tip, if you struggle for time, and I know a lot of people do, and I do get questions of what workouts you can do at home or really short workouts, cut your workout time down. You don't need to be in there for an hour and a half at all. I used to be really bad for this. I used to just be in the gym. I'd realise I'd be out of the house like 2.5 hours like from home and then coming back, and that's ridiculous. Now I train about an hour and a quarter, and I know some people don't have time for that, but I'm still like trying to cut it down and get it in like a much quicker intensity. But by cutting it down, you're still getting it done. 30 minutes of exercise, get your workout done. You can get a really good workout in 30 minutes. If you don't have time to go to the gym and you're panicking about not going and you feel even worse about being in a slump, work out at home. There are so many people on Instagram who I follow who do loads and loads of home workouts. I've started doing loads as well because I do want to help people. You can do 30 minutes of exercise, done. Dusted for the day. My final tip for you, and it's something that I've really been working on recently, is mindset. Mindset is just so important to get out of a gym slump or get your motivation back to going to the gym. If you've got a negative mindset and you're worried and you're anxious and you keep thinking, oh, there's nothing I can do about it anyway, all these negative thoughts are going to lead to negative situations. If you're in a negative mindset, your training is going to suffer. By suffering, I mean you might not train as well, you might feel exhausted during your session, you just might not be bothered like at all, you don't want to go. And if you sustain this negative mindset, your gym slump is going to carry on for an extended period of time. If you're stressed and you get stressed easily, like myself, your body tends to react negatively, as it does. When you're stressed, you feel emotional, you feel horrendous, and you just feel a bit crap about yourself. And all this means your body's metabolism will work at a slower rate. Everything's kind of just been like, but when you're happy, you'll realise you're much more energised, you're such a more positive person, people love being around you, and the energy will show, and it will show in your workouts, and you'll feel so much better. I can't stress how important mindset is. So if you wake up in a bad mood and you think your whole day is going to be a mess, it's going to be horrendous, you don't want to go to the gym, think of your little goal, think of 3 things you're grateful for. Don't think too deeply into this negative thought, because then that's just going to lead to worry, anxiety, if you get anxiety, and all bad thoughts. And this is my wallpaper on my phone. Yes, I'm one of them people who has a quote as a wallpaper. But I'm going to read you anyway. It says, don't forget to breathe, inhale the universe, exhale the thoughts that do not serve your greater good. And I am going to leave that video there. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm trying to give you as many tips as possible, just things that I think will help you, things that I've been through in the past, and to get out of that gym slump. I don't want you to be in a gym slump. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!